A quick reminder of what we've been reading. Papa died, and now everything is changing. Tio Lewis is taking the land away from Esperanza and Mama and telling them the only way they can keep living in their home is if Mama marries Tio Lewis. And Tio Lewis and Tio Marco they're just not good people. They will do things and hurt people, and they don't really care. So Mama's told them no, she will not marry him, but she also doesn't have a plan. They don't know what they're going to do yet. Now, Hortensia, Alfonso, and Miguel, they are looking at leaving Mexico altogether. They're looking at moving to the United States and working hard and trying to make a way make a way for themselves. So let's jump back into the story. Esperanza went up to her room thinking nothing seemed right. She walked slowly around her bed, running her hand over the finely carved posts. She counted the dolls lined up on her dresser. 13. One for each birthday. When Papa was alive, everything was in order, like the dolls lined up in a row. She put on a long cotton nightgown with hand-sewn lace, picked up the new doll, and walked to the open window, looking out over the valley. She wondered where they would go if they had to live somewhere else. They had no other family except Abuelita's sisters, and they were nuns in a convent. I won't ever leave here, she whispered. A sudden breeze carried a familiar, pungent smell. She looked down into the courtyard and saw the wooden box still sitting on the patio. It held the papayas from Senor Rodriguez, the ones that Papa had ordered that should have been served on her birthday. Their overripe sweetness now pervaded the air with each breath of wind. She crawled into bed beneath the linens edged with lace. Hugging the doll, she tried to sleep, but her thoughts kept running to Tio Lewis. She felt sick at the thought of Mama marrying him. Of course she had told him no. She took a deep breath, still smelling the papayas and Papa's sweet intentions. Why did Papa have to die? Why why did he leave me and Mama? She closed her eyes tight and did what she tried to do each night. She tried to find the dream, the one where Papa was singing. He was singing the birthday song. The next chapter is called Los Higos. The wind blew hard that night, and the house moaned and whistled. Instead of dreaming of birthday songs, Esperanza's sleep was filled with nightmares. An enormous bear was chasing her, getting closer and closer, and finally folding her in a tight embrace. Its fur caught in her mouth, making it hard to breathe. Someone tried to pull the bear away, but couldn't. The bear squeezed harder until it was smothering Esperanza. Then, when she thought she would suffocate, the bear grabbed her by the shoulders and shook her head, wagged her head until her head wagged back and forth. Her eyes opened, then closed again. She realized she was dreaming for an instant. She felt relieved, but the shaking began again, harder this time. Someone was calling her. Esperanza! She opened her eyes. Esperanza, wake up! She screamed. Screamed Mama. The house is on fire! Smoke drifted into the room. Mama, what's happening? Get up, Esperanza. We must get Abuelita. Esperanza heard Alfonso's deep voice yelling from somewhere downstairs. Senora Ortega! Esperanza! Here! Here we are! Called Mamma, grabbing a damp rag from the washbowl and handing it to Esperanza to put over her mouth and nose. Esperanza swung in a circle, looking for something, anything to save. She grabbed the doll, then she and Mamma hurried down the hall towards Abuelita's room, but it was empty. Alfonso! Screamed Mamma. Abuelita is not here! We will find her! You must come now! The stairs are beginning to burn! Hurry! Esperanza held the towel over her face and looked down at the stairs. Curtains flamed up the walls. The house was enveloped in a fog that thickened toward the ceiling. Mamma and Esperanza crouched down the stairs while Alfonso was waiting to lead them out through the kitchen. In the courtyard, the wooden gates were open. Near the stables, the vaqueros were releasing the horses from the corrals. Servants scurried everywhere. Where were they going? Where's Abuelita? Abuelita! What cried Mamma. Esperanza felt dizzy. Nothing seemed real. Was she still dreaming? Was this her own imagination gone wild? Miguel grabbed her. Where's your mother and Abuelita? Esperanza whimpered and looked toward Mamma. He left her, stopped at Mamma, then ran towards the house. The wind caught the sparks from the house and carried them to the stables. Esperanza stood in the middle of it all, watching the outline of her home silhouetted in flames against the night sky. Someone wrapped a blanket around her. Was she cold? She did not know. Miguel ran out of the house, carrying Abuelita in his arms. He laid her down, and Hortensia screamed. The back of his shirt was on fire. Alfonso tackled him, rolling him over and over on the ground until the fire was out. Miguel stood up and slowly took off the blackened shirt. He wasn't badly injured. Mamma cradled Abuelita in her arms. Mamma, she said. Mamma, said Esperanza. Is she? No, she's alive, but weak, and her ankle. I don't think she can walk, said Mamma. Esperanza knelt down. Abuelita, where were you? Her grandmother held up the cloth bag with her crocheting, and after some minutes of coughing whispered, We must have something to do while we wait. The fire's anger could not be contained. It spread to the grapes. The flames ran along the deliberate rows of vines like long curved fingers reaching for the horizon, lighting the night sky. Esperanza stood as if in a trance and watched El Rancho de las Rosas burn. And that's it for today. I will see you next week for more of this story. Bye, guys.